And since people are living in shelter, why flood will happen? Now we will understand the geography of the disaster. Now since these vegetations are removed, what happens? Water flow very quick. Don't get confused this with basically what your cloud burst. One river is moving in this direction, one river is moving in this direction. So water is also flowing here. Hi guys, welcome to Believer Science Academy. As you guys are already aware, Assam is facing a devastating flood. Yes. So in this regard, in this particular video, we'll try to understand why this flood has happened, what are the causes behind this, and what are the natural causes and what are the human causes also, and what are the measures we can take. Now this topic is very important when it comes to our UPSC preparation, because it is one of the topic like disaster management. In disaster management, we'll also study regarding floods, and even in our geography also we'll study floods, right? So in this regard, let's understand this topic. Okay, we'll start the video. Since you guys are already aware, Assam floods 2026, where it is unprecedented disaster has been caused in Assam region. So here flood water rose rapidly because of, see now this particular flood. See, first we'll understand why flood will happen. Flood happens, one of the main reason for flood is heavy rainfall. Now this rainfall, okay, so what happens? Let's say one river is moving in this direction, so water is also flowing here. Okay, so now what happens when there is heavy rain, which is more than predicted rains are there, heavy rains happens. So here the water, whatever the water is running here, it will start pouring outward. Okay, it will start pouring outward because of excess amount of water. Now earlier this particular river had the capacity of, let's say, taking 100 liters of water. Now because of heavy rainfall, now this 100 liters, it will become some 250 liters. Now this is, so when there is heavy water, it will pass to nearby areas. Now there are houses here in nearby areas. As you can see, there are houses. Now this river, this water will enter these particular houses. Now this is what we call as basically flood. Okay, now this is what happened in Assam as well. Okay, now if you see this, in Assam, as I told you, it has affected 856 villages and 12 districts of Assam. Okay, and more than 1 lakh sought shelter, and 60 lives have already been lost till now. Okay, 60 lives has been basically lost in this devastating flood. Now we will understand the geography of the disaster. Now if you see this, now this is Brahma river. Okay, now this is the main river, and there are many tributaries here. If you see, there are many tributaries like Lohit, okay, Lohit, Ranga river, Lakhimpur, okay, Subansiri, Dihang, okay, now Digwa. So here in this river, there are 3 rivers. Okay, if you see this, Dikhau, okay, Dikhau, and basically your Disang. Okay, these 2 rivers, what happened? Now this main river was there. Now this main river was, normally this Brahma river was basically flowing in this direction. Now what happens is, now due to rainfall, the river flow from the tributaries was too much. Okay, excess of water was there. So now this Brahma river was not able to, take this extra water to the oceans. Okay, now what happens is, whatever the water had gone to Brahma main river or main Brahma river, it had moved backward, which means, say for example, if you throw some water, now that hole is blocked. What happens is, if you throw the water, that water will come back. Now here also the same thing happened. These tributaries got those water back. Okay, because Brahma river, it was already full, since it was heavy rainfall was there in that particular area, since it was heavy rainfall there. So Brahma river, it's basically what, its capacity was basically full. Now since its capacity was full, it basically what, black flashed this particular rivers. It means for tributaries, it sends back all the waters which had been sent by this particular tributaries. So this led to the excess of water in this particular tributaries, and it has affected the geographical area of this part of Assam. Okay, now this is the reason why Assam has, basically receiving these kinds of. Now here what happened, if you see this, especially the rainfall in Assam and Nagaland, in these two states, on July 18th and 19th, 2026, on July 18th and 19th, they receive rainfall of 137 mm for continuous 8 to 9 hours. Okay, this is the huge rainfall they occurred. Now, don't get confused this with basically what your cloud burst. Cloud burst is basically heavy rainfall which is more than, here if you see, more than 100 mm for 1 year, for one hour. Now that is what we call as cloud burst. Only for 1 hour heavy rain will come and it will go off. Now if you see here the rainfall was for 8 to 9 hours. So that's why we don't consider it to be a cloud burst. Okay. So now since it is heavy rainfall had occurred in this particular place, the water flow into these tributaries, these tributaries was high, and this tributary tried to send this water to its main river. Right. So since main river was not able to capacity to carry those water forward, so it has basically what pushed back. Okay. Now what is the reason? Because of heavy rainfall for continuous to 8 to 9 hours. Okay. Now if you see this is what I told you. The tributaries swell, which means water which had given water excess, due to rainfall, the water flow had increased in this particular tributaries. Now the main river was already high because of heavy rainfall. Even the main river was also high because while coming, it is coming from China. Okay, and it is entering India. From here, the nearby only, it had carried most of the waters. Now it was already full. Now these tributaries which got extra water from rainfall, now when they connected to these main rivers, even they were full. Okay, so this is how excess water was blackfall. Now this is what, now whenever the tributaries try to pull, try to whatever the extra water is there, when they try to push it to the main river, it was black flood occur. Okay, black flood occur, and this led to the plain floods. Okay, this is interaction. Now, this disaster does not caused by only one river. It is a result from interaction of Brahma and its tributaries. Like I told you, Brahma and its tributaries. So this is the main natural reason. Now if you see this is a natural reasons for this flood disasters. Okay. Now we'll understand what are the basically human reasons. Okay. Here human reasons we'll understand: mining and deforestation and excessive siltation. Okay. So now here what happened is now the first part is loss of tree covers, especially the tree cover was removed in particular area for development work, especially in where hill slopes. Okay, especially in hill slopes, and even rapid runoff, which means basically rainwater flows very downward quickly without vegetation. Now if you consider this, now water is here. Now there were vegetations here in these places. Now since these vegetations are removed, what happens? Water flow very quickly, very fastly. Okay, so now this is one of the reason. And mining and evacuation. Now due to mining and evacuation, this particular area will get loosened up. Now and there might be chances of getting landslides also. Okay, and this siltation, excessive sediment brought down by these rivers, excess of siltation also reduce the channel to passage of water. It has reduced the channel. Experts had identified anthropologic are likely that amplified this disaster. Okay. Now these are some of the human causes. Okay, human causes. This is one of the human causes. Now if you see life effects, as I told you, agriculture, 60 plus deaths has been occurred. Agriculture crops has been lost, livestock has been lost in this particular event. Even the housing and transportation has been basically infrastructure has been cut off. Now since infrastructure has been cut off, the next what can happen is food crisis. Food crisis might happen. Okay, food crisis might happen, and even the health issues might occur. Some of the public health issues. Okay, contaminated water will be the disaster risk, and since people are living in shelter, okay, and whatever the waste are being produced in that particular area, it will start, it will form contamination in that particular area. Contamination will be done. So this is also one of the health risk of this. This also health risk which can affect these particular areas. Okay. Now after this, if you see relief, why this relief operations are becoming rescue. One of the main challenge here is rapid water left minimal evacuation time, which means water flow is very heavy. Okay, that is the reason. One of the reason is, next is thick sediment blocked. Now this sediments which was blocked on by this river has basically deposited on land areas. Now this sediment has blocked what roads after the water resided. Remote areas remained inaccessible for days, and even communication and transportation is not able to reach those places where the people has been affected by this particular flood. Now, okay, now there are questions for even for governance also. Governance question is, was really the warning was made? Was there any coordination between the two states? These questions are basically asked in this particular thing. Okay, now after this, what can we do in order to produce protect ourselves from these kinds of disasters? The one thing is watershed, which means watershed afforestation. Afforestation basically means, especially in these hilly slopes, we have to do this afforestation. Now, what is the advantage of this? When we do this afforestation, now these areas will basically hold this particular soil, will hold this particular soil, this one, I mean, basically it will not, water will flow very slowly in these areas, okay, and it will reduce the speed of the water also. Now, sediment management through what? Monitoring the river beds, okay, monitoring river beds, whether there is excess of sediment also. Now, when there is, let's assume this is your river is flowing, let's assume river is flowing in this direction, okay, river is flowing in this particular direction. When river is flowing in this direction, they'll start depositing here, okay, they'll deposit. Now, as the deposit increases, the river will also, the chances of river will also raise, like river is flowing here. Now the deposit has included, and even the river will also, basically what? It will raise. Since it will raise, the water will come off like this. So monitoring sediment is also very important, and interstate cooperations is also very important. Whenever there is if some state is releasing some river, or the dam is being released, or even when they receive excess of water. So these kinds of hilly states basically inform the lower states. Okay, this is coordination and resilient infrastructure. Infrastructure has to be, basically prepared during monsoon seasons, and even in drought seasons also we have to prepare, especially in summer seasons. We will see forest fire also, like, okay. Now resulting regulate mining, unscientific mining has to be reduced, and better forecasting. We have to use satellite images, okay. So in order to predict and flood zone zoning, which means not allowing people to reside in flood zones. Now let's imagine what is flood zone. Now this is as I told you, this is your water is flowing in this particular area. Now we know whenever there is high rainfall, this water will come out in this particular area. Let's assume this particular area. Now when is water flow also reaches this area. Now we have to restrict any kind of constructions, or even a construction of houses or hotels in this particular area. Whatever the construction has to be done, it has to be done outside this particular floodplain areas. Okay. Now this is community preparedness, which means basically doing mock drills. Okay, mock drills has to be done, and people has to be informed what have to be their next action of plan of action when there is these kinds of situation. Okay, I hope through this video you have understood how floods are basically formed, and what are the reasons for this flood in Assam, and what are its natural reasons, okay, and man-made reasons also, and what are the measures we can take. I hope you have understood this particular video, and it will be helpful for your upcoming examinations. Thank you so much.